I'm Mark Smith at the White House, where President Barack Obama has a new plan to bolster small business lending, and he hopes to create some more jobs. We're here to talk about it with the administrator of the Small Business Administration, Karen Mills. And Administrator Mills, what's the goal of this plan? Obviously is hiring, but how exactly is that going to take place?
The goal of this program is to give small businesses the tools that they need to get out there, take that next order, get growing, and create jobs. We know that half the people in this country who work own or work for a small business. So they are the ones that are going to be able to lead us out of this recession back into higher employment.
Now, the mechanism is to create a new fund for lending to small business. Is that right?
One of the things we know is that there are good small businesses out there ready to grow, seeing that next piece of business, but they can't get the capital that they need from the banks. So why is that? We've got two problems in the banks. One is they don't actually have the money, the capital, to lend, or they don't want to take the risk. We have a program today where we're going to offer $30 billion out to banks, small community banks, who are the ones on Main Street ready to lend to small businesses. And we're going to give them an incentive to make sure that money goes out the door by giving them lower and lower rates for the more lending they do to small business. So that's going to be a big piece of the puzzle, closing that gap, that credit gap for small businesses.
And this $30 billion comes from the bailout fund, the TARP fund that folks don't terribly like because it was bailing out Wall Street. The idea is to reroute this money now to small and community banks, right?
A lot of people have said that we need to do more for small banks. And the purpose of this money is actually to take it and separate it and ask Congress to make a separate small business fund, particularly for these community banks, separate from TARP, so that they can get the same kind of help, and then they can pass that help on to these small businesses, who are the ones who are going to be hiring and creating the jobs.
Now, isn't this also because some of these small and community banks were hesitant about this kind of help before because they didn't want to be associated with TARP?
Right now, there's a stigma around the TARP banks that if you take it, maybe you aren't strong. So you have really good banks out there who need this capital. And that's why we're proposing to work with Congress to get a separate fund where they're going to take that money and get it out in the hands of small business. That's how we're going to get jobs created. The number one priority right now is to grow these small businesses and create jobs.
Administrator Mills, one more question, if I may. A lot of the businesses that we've spoken to, the small businesses, have said, you know, this is great, love to have more access to credit, like the tax credit that you guys are talking about, but I still can't hire until I see consumer demand. What do you say to that?
I've been traveling all around the country, and a year ago we said, people said to us, I need a loan just to stay alive. Now they're saying, you know what, I see that next order. We've had the economy start growing again. We need to give small businesses the ability, the capital, the liquidity right now to go out and to get after that business. And that's what these programs are intended to do.
Very good. Thank you very much. That's Administrator Karen Mills of the Small Business Administration talking about President Obama's new plan to bolster lending to small businesses. And as you heard, the administration hopes that will lead to more job creation. I'm Mark Smith, the Associated Press at the White House.